Why do I love Spider-Man so much? Well, that's a question that I've been asked many, many times over the years that I've lived on this God green earth. Um, and Spider-Man is a word that I've been saying for years. But the most I want to say first time I was ever exposed to Spider-Man would probably have to be the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films because that introduced me to the concept of Spider-Man and the character of Spider-Man. I was only 3 years old, so I didn't know much about it when I was watching it. So, that's the character. But the thing I love most about Spider-Man is that he's a very relatable and very easy character to go off on, but he's also very complex in a way that he's very caring, he's very emotional, and he's very relatable as a person. Um, I think I just said relatable twice. Did I? Okay, sorry. Um, but I think that a lot of people, including myself, were very hyped when Spider Verse was shown first on the trailer when the trailer first came out. Now, now let me get to this, and I know where this is going, and y'all know where this is going. I do not care for Spider Verse. I said it. I said it. So a lot of you are probably wondering, well, why don't you like Spider Verse? Well, it's a very confusing reason why, but I don't hate the film in a way that it's very annoying. I just don't care for the film in a way. They could have introduced Miles in live action if they wanted to, but they opted to introducing him into an animated film, which was I don't think is the right route to go to in popularity. Um, I think the smartest idea would have been to introduce him into live action, which people could get the idea of Miles Morales. But I know a lot of y'all are gonna go on and on and on about how, oh, I'm a Tom Holland Spider-Man lover or something like that. And look, as much as I love Tom Holland Spider-Man, he has his own flaws as well. Um, that he's also a bit of a clone of Miles, but at the same time, I feel like they could do something different with Miles in the MCU. But that's just my opinion. But anyways, let's go off on what I was saying about Spider-Verse. So I feel like Spider-Verse was a very hyped film for me because I've been wanting to see Miles Morales on the big screen, even though I was a little disappointed that it was in animation instead of live action. But yeah, okay, well, let's get into this real quick. Before I jump onto anything else, I saw a video of some guy explaining Spider-Verse, and his review was god awful. Like, it was terrible. Like, his reasons for not liking the film was so, like, confusing, dumb, and like nothingness that it made no sense when he was explaining why he didn't like the film. As much as I don't care for Spider-Verse, I want to see what people I've been wanting to see what people say that don't like the film. That's just my interest. I want to see what people think of the film, that just people who don't like it in general, because I'm in that minority of people. His reason was that it was too crass and violent, which is not really a reason. That's the film wasn't crass or violent at all. It was actually very, very appropriate for children, and it was also like had a very good message. Um, but enough of that guy. Yeah, I'll just put his channel on here, or you know what? I don't want to give him publicity, so yeah. Um, uh, so when I saw Spider Verse for the first time, which was at a school, which was not a good, a good idea of what place to watch it. I didn't watch it in theaters because I just didn't have the time to go watch it. But when I saw it, I was thinking to myself, is it me, or am I the only one that's just very bored by this film? Like, it feels to me, this film feels more like an early 2000s um, Marvel film that was made when Marvel tried to make money off the straight to DVD video movies that they made with like Ultimate Avengers, Next Avengers, Planet Hulk, all those films. That's what it felt like, except with a modern twist to it. Not saying those films are bad or anything, but it just felt like that. So that's why I don't care for the film that much. is it a faithful representation of Spider-Man? In my opinion, kind of for me. Um, People will say, "Oh, it's a very Spider-Man-esque movie," and I'm like, it kind of is not. I mean, the film is not centered around Peter Parker, so I wouldn't call it. So this is people are like, "Oh, this is the definitive Spider-Man," and I'm like, not really. I'm more looking for the definitive version of Peter Parker Spider-Man, which is like it will always be Spectacular Spider-Man for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know that. In animation, the definitive Spider-Man is Josh Keaton's Spider-Man. Come on, that's the definitive Spider-Man. But enough about Josh Keaton, as much as I love him. Spider-Verse was just very like, I don't know, man. It's just so like forgettable for me. Like it felt like a fever dream, if you ask me. No disrespect to anybody that made the film. The message was good. It's just that the film is very forgettable, in my opinion. Like it's just something like I can watch on a Saturday and just like get bored by like the minute of it and just turn it off. That's just what it feels like to me. But I got nothing against the anime. I think the animation is beautiful, in my opinion. I think it's very unique, which is something they were trying to do when they made the film. So that was the whole point. So, you know, I've said on multiple occasions that, well, in the past, I've said that Tom Holland is the definitive Spider-Man, which is not true. I don't think that is true anymore. I think, yeah, like I said, Josh Keaton is my Spider-Man, but I think calling this the definitive Spider-Man story is kind of an overstatement and just kind of like praising it a little too much, in my opinion. Just because it won an Oscar, you know, I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't know. It gives me that straight to DVD video vibe. That's something like Marvel like could have made in like 2007 or something, just with hip hop music. And by the way, I'm very biased with music, so as you guys know, I love metal and rock, so I did not like the soundtrack in this film whatsoever. Like at all. Like the soundtrack was just awful to me. I hate the music in this movie. Um, a lot of people are like, "This is one of the best soundtracks of any film." Oh, it isn't. Um, but you know, that's all I gotta say right now. All I gotta say about Spider-Verse. So if y'all want to hear as part two of reason why I don't like them or I don't care for the film, just ask me in the comment section below, and I'll give a more in-depth explanation of it. So I'm gonna get torn to bits, but I don't care. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, I hope there's somebody out there that has the same opinion as me, so they can understand where I'm coming from. But glad to see you guys again. Hope you guys have a good day, and happy Halloween.